All right. So next. Now, Benjamin Bach lost this match, but when it ended, he said, I'll be Bach. So it was okay. Okay, bishop c2. In this position, Benjamin Bach made the losing move. His position's not good, but it's not lost. Now, frankly and obviously, white wants to play queen d3, queen h7 mate. There's something you at home can understand. That's the kind of thing you like to do. And Benjamin Bach sees that coming. He saw it before the game. He saw it 20 years ago that, bishop and a queen give a mate like that. So he tried to do something about it now, but he actually did something that was worse than not doing anything. Grandmasters hate to weaken their structure. So in fact, this mate's not going to happen because black can play f5. Black doesn't want to play f5 because that weakens e5, it weakens the protection of the bishop, and it weakens the king's position. There's a pawn not close to his king anymore. So since Benjamin Bach didn't want to play f5, which would stop mate, he did something else. The engine plays queen d7, defending the bishop, letting the rook get out. And then if queen d3, the engine plays f5. Now white's better because, e file's annoying. The knight has e5. This pawn's blocking this bishop. But black's not getting mated, and black's not losing material. So, just black is positionally worse. And Bach, thinking the game was so early, and he doesn't want to be positionally worse because white has an isolated pawn, he just said, well, I'll just stop this a normal way, and then I'll just be slightly better or equal. So he played this, which is basically a blunder. Okay, queen d3. The problem is, white wants to play knight here, or knight here, getting rid of the knight's defensive mate, and there's not much he can do about it. And he made another mistake here, rook e8, that has nothing to do with white trying to get his knight to g4. Rook d1 is a really good move. It shows a lot of foresight. And I'm going to tell you the funniest thing you've ever heard, not just in chess. This is the funniest thing you've heard in your life. It's so funny, you won't believe me, and you'll have to check on your own engine. Hopefully your engine says the same thing my engine does. That way you'll see how funny it is. Okay, in this position, rook d1 is an ingenious move. Okay, that's why Sam Sevian's so good. The only thing wrong with Sam Sevian is he doesn't like green eggs and ham, which is good because I'm a vegan. Now, black is afraid of d5. That's why he played rook d1, to make black afraid of d5. You can't play knight d5 because you get mated. If you want to stop d5, you got to play bishop d5. And he played bishop d5. That's why Sam is a genius. Sam wants to play knight g4, either via e5 or h2. But if he does, then we could take with the bishop. So he plays rook d1 with this idea. The guy plays bishop d5, and now he goes for the knight g4. He's a genius. Seeing that ahead of time it's beyond good. It's a different level of good. Seeing that you want to play knight here, seeing the bishop is here, and forcing the bishop to stop d5. Now, when I told you this is the funniest thing you've ever heard, now I'm going to tell you. When I tell you, your whole world is going to change. You're going to quit chess forever, and you're going to go live in a convent. The engine says, you won't believe me. You have to turn on your engine to believe me. The engine says black should play. Are you sitting down? It's not a joke. You should play knight b8, and after d5, you should play bishop c8. I have spoken. Always retreat. No human would ever do that ever unless they were rated like under 600. That's the engine line. Yeah. Setting up for the next game. Yeah. You're stopping white from playing this knight g4 maneuver. You're keeping the bishop on the c8 h3 diagonal, And now, this knight eventually could either go to f8, stopping the mate forever, or the knight could go here and take whatever white, if white plays knight here, knight takes knight. Then this knight can replace it. And I even told Danya during the broadcast, if you were watching, I said, this isn't good here, okay? This needs to have the bishop here, and the knight has to be here. Then the knight is defending the other knight, and the bishop is defending g4. So we're stopping all kinds of tricks. And even though this looks like sort of an innocuous position, white's completely winning here. White has a very simple plan, and black can't stop it. Now, technically, knight h2 to g4 may be more accurate, but knight e5 is fine. The best move is now bishop e6, which doesn't make any sense. But you got to stop knight g4. Obviously, this is a terrible move. You don't go here and then go here. What? Yeah. But I mean, rook d1 was ingenious. He scared the guy with d5. He played bishop d5 to stop it. And that was his real plan, was to play knight g4. So if he plays bishop e6, he looks sort of dumb, like bishop, like he doesn't want to do that. Then there's a big advantage for white by just going here. White has advantages all over the board. Okay, the edge, it just says that white's winning here. Okay, he played bishop f8, always play bishop f8. And then after here, there's no move. He can resign here. Very simple. Yeah. When am I going to be in the World Cup commentary? 5 hours ago. If you go to YouTube now, you can watch the rebroadcast. And I'm there for 3 hours. Yeah. Well, earlier, that was like move 5. So it's funny. Let me tell you a funny story. There was a game played in the 80s between Hubner and Kasparov. And Kasparov was white, and it was some kind of Slav. And Hubner found this really nice maneuver, and he equalized immediately, and he drew. And I was playing in Vikonsee in the B group in like 89 or 90, I don't know, 91. And I had black in the same opening, and I got 2,700 viewers. I got crushed. I was going to say something else, but I'm on Chess TV. I got crushed. Man, did I get crushed. I mean, if Kasparov couldn't crush his opponent, why'd I get crushed so bad? Now, it turned out Hubner was at the tournament, and he was standing there. There's no round going on. We were just hanging out. And I said, hey, this game you had with Kasparov and the Slav where you drew easily, how did you draw easily? What did you do? Because I got crushed. And he was like, I don't remember. He couldn't remember. He's trying to think what he did. And then I looked up the game later, and it reminded me of this. Hubner had played knight a6 to c7 to d5. And I didn't do that. So I just got rolled over. But when he did that, he drew easily. He blocked the d-pawn. His knight was on d5. There was no attack, etc. Yeah, this is +4 for white. Yeah. And so forth. Nandos ZA subscribe. Now, one thing I want to tell you, a lot of things that happen in life or in your dreams or in film or TV, those things remind me of things that happened in my life. And then I can give you an analogous situation. So in the movie Groundhog Day, at some point in the movie, Bill Murray says, maybe God isn't that smart at all. Maybe God's just been around so long, eventually you'll learn everything, because that's what happened to him. Right? If you learn for 3,000 years, you'll be smarter than somebody who learned for 30 days. Because even if you're not smart, just the same thing happens for 3,000 years. And so that explains to some extent why I understand chess better than you do. Not because I'm better than you. I hang pieces all the time. But I've seen thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Grandmaster games, more than you have. And I've played a lot of grandmasters, more than you have. And I've been playing chess a lot longer than you have. So that's why I'm good, is all that accumulated knowledge. And when I did things wrong, if I found another game in that kind of position where the guy didn't do badly like I did, then I learned. And the one advantage I have over most chess players is, for reasons I don't know, I can remember what I feel are important chess things from 20, 30, 40 years ago. And a lot of people that I taught chess to, or I just watch, they can't remember what happened 3 minutes ago. They're like, what? You know, they get mated on h7, the next guy they get mated on h7. And they're like, I got mated last game? I mean, obviously, if you're trying to improve your chess, you can't remember anything. How are you going to improve your chess? If you make a bad move and it's explained to you why it's bad and you remember it, then you got better. But if you don't remember it, then you just do it again. It's not your fault. You don't remember it. Now, it could be that you don't remember it well because that's who you are. Could be you don't remember it well because you don't care as much as the person who does. There's a little of both. It could be that you care about how much money you have in the bank, what you're going to get for dinner, how your kids are doing in school, you know, if your wife hates you more than usual. You could care about those things. But if you only care about chess, and that's what's important to you, then you'll play better. You're like, I don't care about other stuff, the chess. And most people aren't like that. Most people care about a lot of stuff. So, and this is one of the reasons I'm not as good as I used to be, because I really cared about chess when I was 10, 20, 30, and now, you know, whatever, I lose, it's no good. I don't study chess 10 hours a day because I don't care. So by caring more than your opponent, and usually the younger players care more. Like, it's new to them. Sam Sevian, the kid who beat Faruja, Merzin, who's also good, Abi. I mean, they're like, that's the first thing they're caring about is chess. And then these other people like Benjamin Bach, they cared about chess, but now they're in college and they're moving to different parts in the world and, you know, might care about something else. Terrible. All right, so he played knight e4, and Danya was like, f3, f3, f3. And I was like, boo, boo. It turns out every move wins, and the move that he played, knight e3, is actually better. Never play f3. Now, f3 does win. There's no doubt about it. If the knight moves away, you get mated. So, but he still never play f3. He played here, threatening the bishop. The bishop goes here, the knight's hanging. I mean, so this wins just as easily. And Danya said something silly during the broadcast. He threatened this, and he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm still taking all your pieces. Danya said it's not over. And I'm like, it's not over. Danya said this is not resignable. This is resignable. When he said it wasn't resignable, I was like, what? I mean, he's just trying to be nice to Benjamin Bach, I guess. If anything's resignable, it's this. Yeah. This isn't interesting at all. It's just like, guy's a piece up. I mean, this isn't interesting. He's up a piece. And then he resigned. So that was weird that he said it wasn't resignable. If Danya had white in that position against Carlsen 10 times and didn't go 10-0, he'd be really mad. I mean, piece up. Terrible. The skip ad button. There is a skip ad button. You click sub to this channel. That's the skip ad button. Yeah. Right. And the thing is, when I was a young, weaker player, when I was between 5 and 10 years old, and I'd lose all my games to anybody, I thought resigning was a good thing because when I read chess books, people resigned. So I thought, yeah, resign. I didn't understand that they resigned because their opponent had, acumen and would win. I thought, oh, I'm down a piece, I resign. But, if I'm 900, my opponent's 1100, no. No. You can never resign. Your opponent can't do anything. Yeah. What? But yeah, I mean, when I was really young and weak, I thought resigning was cool, because I saw every chess book I saw, the games ended in resignation. So I thought, yeah, you resign when you're losing, because your opponent's going to win. When your opponent's like under, I don't know, 1,700, they're not going to win. So you just never resign ever, because it's silly, ridiculous. Pam gifted a sub. Go Pam. That's right. Erythromycin will get rid of the acumen. It's true. Yeah. No kids never resign. Never resigning is good. You have to be really good at chess to know when to resign. And even they don't know. My mom's calling me. I called my mom earlier, but she had the phone off. It went right to voicemail. So, yeah, I probably shouldn't talk to her now. Or should I? Ryoko TK subscribed with Prime. My opponent gets mad at me when I resign. Oh no, my opponent's mad at me. No, anything but that. All right.